am shocked. I am floored. She was robbed. Aneesah Morrow was robbed. Like, it was a disgrace. She went out there and battled like a warrior every night. 100 double doubles, averaging over 14 rebounds, over 18 points. Are you kidding me? Aneesah Morrow was a dog on both sides of the basketball. She was one of the most dominant players in the country. I cannot believe they did Aneesah Morrow like that. Lock them up. It's robbery. This, though, man, player of the year, I think, was an absolute counterfeit pick. No disrespect to Madison Booker, man. Like, she had a really good season for a really good team in the SEC. Last season, she was Big 12 Player of the Year. Second year, second conference wins SEC Player of the Year. Now, I mean, salute to Madison Booker. She had a really good season. She's one of the best scorers in the country. A really nice mid-range game. Made some big shots, but didn't always step up when the big-time competition came for this group. And I got to be honest, against like big-time competition, especially South Carolina, that first game, and some other matchups Texas had, Madison Booker did not show up, man. And I don't think that can be overlooked. The field goal percentage, like, she gets a lot of shots on basket. And this season, she averaged 16 points, 6.5 rebounds. The assist dropped with Roy Harmon back in the cold, but she did average almost 3 assists, shooting 46.4% from the field. Madison Booker, elite bucket getter, big time shot maker on one of the best teams in the country. But I got to be honest, man. I genuinely feel this in my soul. I don't know how Madison Booker, I don't know how she finessed and walked out of there with that award. Genuinely. Genuinely, I have no idea how she finessed and got out of there with that award. I will die on this hill. Aneesah Morrow was robbed of SEC Player of the Year, man. I gotta say it. I gotta say it. I mean, first off, the young woman had 100 double doubles, averaged a double double this season, averaged more points at 18.2 points, more rebounds as well at 14 rebounds a game. Shot it better at 48.5% from the field. Led the nation in rebounding at 6'1". Really stepped up, held her own position, but filled in that Angel Reach role as the number one scoring option and rebounder for this team. Played undersized all year. Was the most consistent player for LSU for majority of the year. Like, didn't miss any games. Didn't really struggle a whole bunch like Michaela Williams. Didn't battle injuries like Flau'jae Johnson. Like, every freaking night, bro, Aneesah Morrow was out there locked and loaded, strapped up, geared up for war. For her to be overlooked for the SEC Player of the Year, I think, was just a travesty. She was so well deserved, and she was absolutely robbed. The LSU Big Three didn't make first team All SEC, so salute to them. They're putting up like 80% of LSU's points. But for Aneesah Morrow to be overlooked the way she was for Player of the Year, I think is nasty business. We started off the SEC. We was already mad about the coin toss deciding the 1 seed. But then y'all go and do this, man. Like, people are upset on the internet right now saying the Madison Booker propaganda train won this award for her. Texas, one of the biggest public universities, richest athletic program in the country, pushed their star, did a good job of marketing and getting her face out there a whole bunch. LSU no slouch in the marketing and popularity department, but for Aneesah Morrow, man, not to win SEC Player of the Year is an absolute travesty, man. LSU has relied upon her so much throughout this season. They dropped their last two, but they have been a top 10 team for majority of the year, was in the running for the SEC title for months. And for Aneesah Morrow, I mean, what she meant to this team on both sides of the basketball, the usage, the touches, how the offense ran through her, how she improved on her shooting, how she just improved, honestly, in every aspect of her game from last season. For her to be overlooked is absolutely insanity to me. This is one of the ones where I absolutely think the voters got it wrong, man. I don't see how Aneesah Morrow doesn't walk away with Player of the Year honors in this freaking, like, bro, I don't get it, y'all. And y'all can holler at me in the comments. Welcome in, Groovy. Daniel, welcome in. Everybody loves Juju. Welcome in. Yo, Aneesah Morrow was absolutely robbed, y'all. Like armed robbery, highway robbery. How are they getting away with this? How are they getting away with this, bro? Like, this is nasty work by the voters. Like, Aneesah Morrow was absolutely robbed. Without a doubt, hands down, point blank, period. She was robbed. The fix is in, man. Moving on though, back to the SEC to kind of finish up the awards that they got. Michaela Blake's no surprise, 250 balls on the season, one of the best scorers in the country, won Freshman of the Year, helping to really revitalize not dead, but damn near on life support Vanderbilt program. You know, they won more games than they did. They were way more competitive this year. She really put the SEC on notice that she's going to be a force to be reckoned with for the next 3 years while she's there after this season, man. I love what Vanderbilt did this season as far as just not being a doormat, man. They were really good at home, got some big upset wins at home, played a lot of tough competition, and Michaela Blake showed up damn near every game ready to get buckets, and she did it within the flow of the offense, man. She was definitely one of the bright spots in college women's basketball this season. So salute to her, top freshman. Joyce Edwards was definitely in the running for that as well. Liv McGill had a really good freshman year as well. But Michaela Blake's was really in a class of her own. Newcomer of the year. Shout out to Georgia Amore, man. With her in Kentucky and Coach Kenny Brooks did in year one. I mean, Kentucky was a straight doormat last year. They won the most games they've won in quite some time. They were a top 15 team for most of the year, competed for the SEC regular season title, won some huge games, and Georgia Amore was a key cog in that. Some people were sleeping on her, saying that she wasn't good enough to play in the SEC after dominating the ACC. Proved that she's one of the best point guards in the country, one of the ones that, has over 2,000 points, over 500 assists. Like, she's an elite company. True, pure lead guard, point guard for this team. The straw that stirs the drink for Kentucky. She really stood out in tough competition. They got some big wins and some games that people really counted them out in, if we being honest. And they're not where they are right now, looking to make a run potentially and bust some brackets without Georgia Moore, bro. I cannot believe Aneesah Morrow was robbed the way she was, though, bro. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. I cannot believe, like, what Aneesah Morrow did this season, and at 6'1", like, playing undersized the entire season, battling against the trees? Bro, how did Aneesah Morrow not win Player of the Year? Like, the smear campaign is in. Coach Kim Mulkey need to be yelling at these voters like she be yelling at the refs, bro. I don't know if it wasn't they didn't campaign hard enough for her. I don't know if they just didn't watch enough LSU. If they've been punished for losing those last 2 games or a weak schedule. I don't know, bro. But for Aneesah Morrow not to take Player of the Year was crazy. Crazy work. Nasty work, bro. Like, I don't even see how they justify giving that award to Madison Booker, bro. And she's a great player. Like, Madison Booker has proven she's an elite talent. Love her game. Great mid-range. She got a little bit of Carmelo Anthony to her game, just like Michaela Williams. But for her to win Player of the Year over Aneesah Morrow is a travesty. Throw the whole league away. I'm questioning your integrity at this point. Yeah, Chris, I'm right there with you. I don't know how Madison Booker, I don't know how she finessed and walked out of there with that award. Genuinely. Genuinely, I have no idea how she finessed and got out of there with that award.